hope you're having a good day. This is Study, and for this video I am going to give you my 10 things you need to know about the Reservoir League. But before we continue, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So without further ado, let's go down to business. So the first thing that you need to know about your Reservoir League are your battle zones. So each of the states are separated into different brackets, and they're calling it zones. So for the season 1 of the Reservoir League, there were only 5 of that, and now they have added 4 more. And each battle zones will have 1 champion. So there will be a total of 9 champions in total once the event is done. And I hope that you're going to make an event like a champion versus champion match after this season. So the second one that you need to know are the rules. So the first one is for you to be able to qualify for the Reservoir League, you need to have an S rating on a normal Reservoir raid. How do you get this S rating? So when you are going to start playing Reservoir League, the rating will start at C, and then eventually you go to B, A, and then the last one that is will be the S. And for you to get or rank up easier to get the rating, you need to win or play Reservoir Raid every event. Second is only top 256 alliances per battle zone are qualified to play Reservoir League. So having an S rating doesn't always mean that you are qualified or you can play Reservoir League, because this is going to boil down on the top 256 alliances per battle zone. The total battle power of the registered members, that is a 30 participants plus 15 reservists, determines your rank in that top 256 guys. So always remember, the total battle power of your registered members, that will be the 30 participants plus your 15 reservists. So strategize wise and good luck with that. So number 3, raid score is calculated, or the total raid score is calculated with the top 30 members with the highest raid score. This includes the participants and then the reservists. If you can see in the photo, last Reservoir Raid were registered 39 in total, including the reservists. And now the total raid score is 20,871, and that comes up with the top 30 of those one. That is a total. Leaving or joining another alliance is invalid if you are registered to Reservoir League or you are still under Reservoir League. You can only move or join another alliance once your current alliance is knocked out of the Reservoir League, or if you are removed from the roster between the qualifier and the healing week. Number 4 is what are the buffs that work in Reservoir League. So you have your state buffs, your governor buffs, your healing speed, your settlement buffs, governor honors, and then your chief talents or your massive march scale. Contrary to what the in-game guide are telling you guys, that any state buffs or governor buffs or honors doesn't work in Reservoir League, trust me guys, it works. This is a long dispute between players every time last time, because the in-game guide says that Reservoir, and during Reservoir Raid or Reservoir League, governor honors and other things doesn't work, but actually it works. So for state buffs, you can get your state lethality if you are the winner for the state versus state. For governor buffs and then the governor honors, there are 2 changes. So if a normal capital clash within your state, you only got 5%, and at the same time that War Wolf and the Iron Fist also changes. Unless you're going to win SVS, and that will be boosted to 7.5%. This is the healing speed. The healing speed is the one that you can see under the economy mode in your chief talent. That actually works, but this is only beneficial for players who are VIP 12, because they can just easily switch, log out of the event, switch talent, and then they can easily use this one. Settlement buffs works, including your recon jammer, anti-scout, your troop attack, defense, HP, damage, as well as the negative buffs for your enemies, as well as the march capacity. The last one that works in Reservoir League is your massive march scale. Always remember guys that make sure that you activate your buffs before you enter the event. Number 5, what are the things that doesn't work in Reservoir League? So that includes your analysis center buffs, your plasma protection. If you're a plasma 5, you cannot protect your other members. Gathering boost doesn't work in Reservoir Raid or Reservoir League guys. So make sure Not waste your time or not waste your 600 backups in activating that boost there. Next is your perfect hero. So the perfect heroes that we usually use when we play Copyright Clash or SVS or the normal PvP, that doesn't apply in Reservoir League because Reservoir League, Reservoir Raid, Alliance Showdown are still using the old battle mechanics. The last but not the least will be your emergency dressing skill that is under your war talent. This one is only a placeholder for a Reservoir Raid, a Reservoir League, as well as your Alliance Showdown. So it doesn't really take effect on that one. Number 6, to save your speed ups, if you're stingy like me and doesn't want to use your speed ups, you can switch from your war to eco mode while event is ongoing to reduce healing timer. But this is an advantage for only for VIP player, like the healing speeds earlier. Have ringer attacks or your ringers or your attackers smaller bases in the first phase of the event. When you say first phase, this is the first 5 to 10 minutes because most max players always focus on the buildings and sometimes they don't really have the time to reinforce other players unless they are going to speed up. So attacking smaller bases and getting points from that later on helps you utilize your gameplay later on, because when later on after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes that all these smaller bases don't have troops to use, then it will be the occupancy or the gameplay of your opponent will go slower because they don't have a lot of supporters. Troops that died or get wounded during the event do not carry over after the event. This is one of the questions that I'm being asked every time, that you'll only lose your troops while the event is ongoing, guys. Once the event is done, all your troops are going to come back to its original. You don't need to heal them after the event. It just automatically resets to the original setup. Number 7 is your advanced relocator or teleport. This is one of the most asked question every time. So during the event, you always get one free relocator every 10 minutes unless you occupy the solar station, then that will be reduced to 50%. If you are going to use your teleports in your backpack or you use backups, it doubles the consumption until you get your next free relocator. So for example, on the first port, you will use 1 teleport, second will be 2, and then 4, and then 8, and so on and so forth until you get your next free relocator. Also remember, guys, that only advanced relocator or teleport works during the event. You cannot use your random relocator, your alliance relocator, or your territory relocators. Number 8 is for support and rally joiners. So always keep your best heroes at home for defense. This way, if your max players are not able to reinforce you in time and someone is marching on your settlement, at least you can hold an attack or keep your defense at least for 1 to 3 solo attacks. So if you can see in my videos, I always keep my best stats heroes at home and always send out the bad ones or the shitty ones out for extra march capacity. So next is be mindful of the troops you send out. So for example, you only have 1 million troops and you don't have 6 marches, which obviously you can't send all troops out. So if some people were likely going to know that you have 6 marches out, it means that you have less troops at your home and they're going to send trains on you. This is not mandatory, but this is a suggestion for you guys. So for example, if you only have 1 million troops, don't send all them out. Make sure that you have 600 or 700 or 650 troops left in your settlement to be able to defend your settlement in case someone burns you. So if you notice me, I only got like 1.6 million troops, and if you can see me on legit Reservoir League gameplay, I don't send all my marches out. The maximum amount of marches that I can send at 1.6 is only 3, unless my team needs more, then I will be going to send out 4, but not the total of 6 marches out. So that way, I will still have a lot of troops left to be able to defend my settlement in case my other alliance mates are too busy and not able to send me reinforcement. Number 9, know your buildings. So this is one of the most important thing that you need to know and also help you maximize your gameplay. Aside from the central reservoir and then the 2 water treatment center that gives you a lot of points when you occupy that, always make sure or see these things, or you can need to occupy these things dependent on what your alliance need. So you have your solar power station, your abandoned helipad, development compound, and the munitions factory. So most of the time, most players usually secure the solar power station. It's because it is a 50% building occupancy reduction. So once you have that occupied, you can actually control most of that because you only need a 50% timer for you to be able to occupy each building as long as you secure your solar power station. This is one of the most important buildings that most alliances are always securing on the first 5 or 15 minutes of the game. The last but not the least is when your luck is not on your side, go for the water tanks. Yes guys, it is really important. This is also the reason why it's called Water League or Reservoir Raid. It's because you need water. So as you can see, these are the screenshots from the previous gameplay that we have, and we almost lost until we secured the water tanks. So in case that you are having a hard time keeping up or keeping the buildings or securing the buildings or defending the buildings, have some of your players go for the water tanks or reset your enemy's water tanks. That way you will get more water tanks while they are occupying buildings, and that will give you, if you can see that they only have 64,204 gathered purified water, whereas we have 88,000, and that one there help us win this match. So that's it for today guys, and I hope that this video is going to help you maximize or prepare for your Reservoir League, and good luck to each one of you. See you in my next videos. Bye!